situated. We are back now, though, to talk about the aftermath and how everybody thought that game went. So yes, we're gonna. I don't know where we're gonna. I guess we can just stay on.
The stream is still offline for me.
Is it? Okay.
Did you refresh?
Okay, just hit one for me.
I did. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
I have two questions, primarily, immediately. A, how hard do you want this game to be? What's your intent as a designer? Yeah. Cool. So yeah, it sounds like you want it to be the kind of game where you play it multiple times before you actually win, and and that's okay. Like, obviously, that's there is a lot of fun to be had with that. Okay. And then my second question then was, have you been recording? Like, obviously, you can play it single player. It's a game there you can win or you do lose. Have you been taking note of wins and losses? Do you have a win rate? Not on hand, but roughly. Like, so you've been paying attention to that. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Just realized that they couldn't hear me that entire time, so that's okay.
Oops.
Oops, again.
Have you checked that people can hear us?
People can hear you, yes. Let me make
So
sure.
cute.
There we go.
Testing.
There we go. I think that that's better for me. Yes, okay. So yeah, so we were saying how we want the game to be difficult and hard. That was pretty much it. So yeah, so the win rate, once you learn how to play the game and once you know kind of the tricks and the trade of it, it's actually very easy to get the hang of and use the items and stuff. You can almost win it every single time. It's really the events that really slow you up or something happens.
Okay. Yeah, that was my next question was then, do you find yourself winning more than others?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You know, and even from time to time, I've lost the game. You know, I've played on stream where I've been doing very well, and again, an event happens, and you're like, oh shit, that's not good. So yeah, so exactly. So yes.
I think the question was though, like, what's the ratio so far that you've experienced?
Oh, like the actual ratio? I would say probably about
More or less.
25% of the games that I've played have probably won.
So what did you say again? Was it 20%, 30%?
25%.
20%. And then how is it for you? Do you said you win most of the time?
I win probably about 60% of the time, yes.
Yeah. Cool. Interesting.
Yeah. Yep, and I think too that it's that the game has been play tested a few times. Actually, down at Magfest, it was one a few times actually, which was nice. So and yeah, so I think that once people understand and learn the game itself,
that was one of the things that I thought was great was that it was like you made it sound like it was going to be difficult to learn somewhat, or you were a little bit hesitant to get it going with the rules. But like it only took me like a few minutes to figure out what was going on, and
Right.
but once we got the turns going, like I got how the game worked. I thought it was quite simple actually, in a good way.
Yeah.
It was quick to pick up really.
Cool. Good.
Yeah, that's good. I felt the same way. Like I wasn't here from the beginning. Both B and I were brought on like
Yeah.
quite a bit into the production of this game, and that was one of the things that I said as well. That God, I have a hard time with like lots of complicated rules, and it actually puts me off of learning and playing new games. But I felt like this one is easy enough to get into. So yeah, I'm glad that you had that experience as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
nice.
like go on. Like the raw, the simplicity is very appealing, and this I would probably enjoy playing something like this with friends as a co-op game. Like I like co-op games
Yeah.
where it's PvE, you against the game itself, and I do like the simplicity of you just having one foe. This is your objective, kill that, and then there's another one. Like that's
Right.
a good. What's my game design term say? That's a good gameplay loop. That is. I have a bunch of things that I want to ask and talk to you about. We can. Someone else can say some things for a second, but if you,
Okay.
I have a million things that I want to pick up on, and we could talk another time as well if you want to. But I could go on for hours about game design. So, yeah. So you're in charge, Mike. Lead the conversation.
Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions or comments?
I like how you can easily build a grudge against this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
After you are defeated, you're like, no, again. I'm not stopping. Because
Oh, yeah.
it's so simple, you can build up that emotional attachment to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so yeah, it's funny. I'm gonna go on a tangent a little bit of a story for you guys. I first built this game not wanting a story to this at all. I just wanted a bam, bam, bam. You know, you play this game, it's good, it's done, no backstory, no characters, no nothing like that. But slowly after time, you really start to be like, God, their backstory and stuff, and oh God, what are these monsters doing? And oh God, what can we do more of? And for goodness sakes, we have an entire tabletop RPG being built right now on these characters, on this premise of people of the dungeon hunters going after these towers and making sure that the world is safe and stuff. So yeah, so it's pretty crazy. So you get very involved in very quickly involved in these characters. Yes, so it's pretty crazy.
So then I guess some of my healthy constructive criticism will be a lot of the game, even though the game's simple, I found it simpler if I ignored the words and names that you would assign to things. For example, defense. I don't get like defense doesn't actually defend against attacking. Defense actually gives you energy. Energy is really important. But when I attack the monster, I don't compare against its defense either. Like the word defense for that and that symbol, the armor shield, as a gamer who's used to playing many other games and video games and board games, I instantly think this is something to do with being attacked and using that against that to shield my health, which I think it is sometimes. But primarily, if I attack the monster, I'm comparing attack on attack, right? Its defense is never considered. And then when it attacks me, if I've attacked, it goes against my attack and not my defense, right?
Okay.
But then defense also gets you. Your defense's primary purpose is to get you energy, which is not what quote unquote defending does in other games, right? You don't defend to gain energy. You defend because to stop yourself from dying, or you have a defense is more of a passive thing. Whereas in this game, defense is more of an active thing, and it has a strong purpose, which is to gain you energy. And that, to me, isn't really linked with the word defense. So I wasn't thinking about it like defense. I was just learning how the game worked, and how the game worked was simple that it wasn't bothering me too much at the time. but I did find that confusing. And also like healing as well. Like healing can give you more than your starting health. That doesn't make sense to me either. I wouldn't know that unless I read the rules and the fine print.
Yeah.
For example. So I don't know if you want another word there other than healing,
Okay.
or like things like that. I found confusing. To yeah, that's
Okay, cool.
that's my main feedback.
All right.
Was there some words that I found confusing? Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then
You get really-
you gone.
You get really caught up in trying to get energy that you kind of tend to forget that defense is actually a thing in the game. Because
Right.
you're wanting that you're balancing energy alive.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my other main criticism was going to be that it might be because I'm a noob. It might be because I'm a noob, and that's probably what it is. Because you said you found the game easy, but I don't understand how, if you're low on energy, how you get energy back without just dying. Because if your energy is low, and then you can't use your defense cards,
Yeah.
which is how you get energy.
Mm-hmm. So.
And that confused me because I was like, well, I want to play this +8 so I can get my energy back, but I can't because my
Right.
energy is low. If my
Right,
energy is
exactly.
low, yeah. So that I found unintuitive.
Yeah. So
as
it's
a player.
it's very up in the air with a lot of that stuff. So what you're wanting to do is you're trying to defeat the tower, but at the same time you need to keep your energy up. So
Yeah.
instead of like doing, so my gameplay, how I play the game is my first 2 or 3 turns I'm doing defense cards. And I'm making sure my energy's up there, and then I do an attack card. And then I make sure my energy's back up there, and I do an attack card.
So that's what I'm thinking. I was thinking that I must be missing something.
Right.
And I think the key part was that I was supposed to mulligan my opening hand because I had no
Right.
defense cards. That's I think that's where it went wrong.
Yeah.
So let me play through a game in my head quickly. So yes, you play a defense card at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
And then your energy is much higher. Okay, yeah, that was my third point. Not really criticism, but I think a way to improve the game. There needs to be more card flow.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have 5 cards in your hands, but you only lose one and see a new one. So often you'll have 3 cards in your hands that never change because you're never using them because you're drawing better cards or you can't use them, for example. I felt like I wanted to see more cards. Like I wanted a way to discard cards and draw cards to see more. I wanted my hands to change more frequently, if you see what I mean.
I do see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, and that would help in the situations where you don't have any attack cards or defense cards. But now you've said that how you play the game, as someone who's obviously way more experienced with it than us as noobs, that makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
And now I can see how it would work. Yeah, now I want to play again. Now I know how to play better.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. which I think is exactly your intent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can still run into that issue of just like being low on energy. But yeah, it's definitely easier if you just start out defending, which is what I went for as well because I've played it through a couple times with Mike as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I just want as much energy as I can get. Yeah, y'all did great though.
Yeah, you did amazing.
Yeah, it's quick to pick up. Yeah, it's good.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, it was.
So
I guess it goes back to that grudge. You want to go back and do it again.
Yeah, I do want to go back and do it again.
Well, we
yeah,
still have some
awesome.
time. Do we want to do another playthrough today before we call it for this particular panel, or?
You guys are more than welcome to do that, and I can keep you on stream. I need to go jet for a little bit. Yeah, so it's up to you guys. If you guys want to see if you can take the tower, technically, so I don't need to even be here, because the game is, all you guys. So yes.
True.
So yes. What we can do is we can reset the board too. I don't know. Here we can do that.
Yeah, that would be good. Probably.
I want to, but I gotta have dinner.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Maybe we'll.
Yeah, I kind of need to eat too.
Yeah, like we can probably do some more gameplay some other time.
Yeah, no, we're here all weekend, and we'll be able to figure out something, and we'll be in the Sour Llama booth, of course, for the weekend as well. So if people want to come by and be like, hey, I want to try the tower again, definitely come on by, and we can definitely do that for you. We'll set up a table for you.
Are we
for sure.
pirates now? Was that
Arr, we're pirates now. Come on down and get yourself a tower. Yes.
Awesome.
All right. Well,
I'm so pleased I finally got to play your damn
yes.
game, Mike.
I know, right? Thank you so much, Darren. I appreciate it. But yes,
Cool.
thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, great to meet you all. I hope to see you around.
Yes.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
All right, take care, everyone.
Yes. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, thank you, Twitch, for joining us. I appreciate everybody joining us for that playthrough and for the chat afterwards. It was really a blast. Again, we'll be back with the war. God, my goodness, I am blanking on a whole bunch of stuff right now. But yes, the War Wagon, I believe it is, at 3 o'clock here in the next hour and a half or so. And the Destructor D will be playing that, I believe. And then that will be played, and then we will have streamers for Extra Life coming up as well today. So I cannot tell you how much I appreciate all of you. You guys have a wonderful afternoon. Get out there, have some fun. Get into the stream here. Get into the Discord, because people are really firing things up, and it's looking really good in here now, and a whole bunch of people are around. So yes, awesome. Thank you so much.